So the new generation of American gymnasts very much in development as we look at the all-around results in the men's competition. Tim Ryan, Lance Ringnold, Michael Racanelli, and Conrad Bursanger, with Olympians Kevin Davis and Tom Schlesinger following. And we'll be back to watch more of Brandy Johnson in the women's competition after this. The U.S. Gymnastics Championships, where Brandy Johnson is the leader after the first 2 of 4 rotations in the optional competition. She's followed by Sandy Woolsey, Christy Henrich, and Juliet Bangerter. Sandy Woolsey at 16, 5 feet tall, 100 pounds, from Tempe, Arizona, still running second. Behind the leader, Brandy Johnson, still trying to close the gap as Sandy comes up now to the floor exercise.
One thing that really helps Sandy is she has good difficulty on every event. First tumbling pass is a whip through to a triple twist. Little stutter step there at the end. But the triple twist was nice in the air. Requirement, Gym Acro Series, combining dance and acrobatic elements. And a good tuck double back.
It's interesting to note that last year Sandy missed the national team by half a point. She placed 25th in this event. Now she's in the top 3.
To work a little bit harder on those legs and toe point, giving away tenths of a point, half a tenth of a point. Things you really can't do if we're going to be competitive internationally. And a double twist punch front. Sat down on the landing. It's a major deduction. What a shame. It's a good ending tumbling run. Her first tumbling pass was a whip through to a triple twist. This earns her some bonus points, trying to get that routine up to a 10.0 value. Now you can see she took the little steps at the end. And this is where the major deduction was. She does a double twist, and she lands a little bit short. You can see here to try and get that front around. Just didn't quite make it. Again, that's 0.5 of a point deduction.
The half-point deduction for the fall was indeed expensive. 8.95 is the score given Sandy Woolsey for her work in the floor exercise. Now Christy Henrich, who was third behind Woolsey through 2 of the optionals, is in position to move up. Next, an elegant young gymnast, 14-year-old Jenny Esther, is ready to vault.
This is Jenny's weakest event, and although they've raised the value of the vault she's performing, a handspring front vault is a value rating of 9.9. It's not the most difficult vault done here. Good position in the air, nice and clean as she always is, but she had that step backwards, which will cost her.
Jenny being hugged by her coach, Christy Kraft, and by John Sweeney, a former national champion in the floor exercise. The score, 9.475. Still to come on the bars is the all-around leader in the national championships, Brandy Johnson. With Bart Connor and Kathy Johnson, this is Don Crickey back at the U.S. Gymnastics Championships in Bloomington, Minnesota. Here's a young lady having a standout meet, Christy Henrich, 3rd overall.
This is a good event for Christy. She needs a 9.425 to take 2nd place. Good vault, a little bit off center and a slight hop at the end. Those are the only 2 main deductions.
Kathy, what a remarkable story. She's not letting that back injury affect her at all.
I am really amazed at how well she's come back in such a short time.
And the score, 9.65, elevates Christy Henrich into 2nd place, ahead of Sandy Woolsey in the overall competition. Brandy Johnson getting set to go up on the uneven bar. She is a great story. As a 4-year-old, she underwent abdominal surgery and was told to get into gymnastics, her mother was, so that she could rehabilitate. Doctors told her they doubted she could do sit-ups because of an abdominal weakness, and she's come back to be a potential world champion. She is the leader here in the United States Gymnastics Championship. Was our youngest Olympian in Seoul last September. Brandy Johnson held the lead after the compulsories and has gradually built it here in the optionals as she now goes to the uneven bars. There's her mother, Kathy Johnson, up from Orlando, Florida. As Brandy Johnson is the focus of most of this crowd.
Brandy has really improved on this event. She's added more difficulty. Right here, a big reverse heck. Counter swing, right into a front flip. She catches with mixed grip. She moves so well and so aggressively here. Going for every handstand position. Giant full pirouette over the top. And a tuck double flyaway. Excellent routine.
Well done, as always, by Brandy Johnson. Critical fault, of course, in swinging bars is losing momentum and fluidity of motion. Even worse, losing grip with all those grasps and regrasps, and she went through her routine effortlessly. And a tremendous ovation for Brandy Johnson.
Brandy is also working on an even more difficult dismount, which will upgrade that routine considerably. Look how high she is on that release move. Shoulders way above the bar as she regrasped. And again, same thing. Way above the bar, catches with mixed grip. Here's her dismount. Nice high tuck double flyaway, which, as I said earlier, she's working on a full twisting double back.
Coach Kevin Brown likes what he sees. As his prized pupil, Brandy Johnson, about to build her lead. A relieved mom in the stands. One rotation to go in this competition for Brandy Johnson before she'll be named the overall champion. All-around champion. 9.80 is her score on the uneven bars. Brandy Johnson, now a world-acclaimed gymnast who led after compulsory competition, builds her lead through the optionals. Now, after 3 of the 4 rotations at the U.S. Gymnastics Championships, Brandy Johnson has built a full 2-point lead over Christy Henrich. The battle really for second at the moment with 1 rotation to go. Sandy Woolsey third, Juliet Bangerter is fourth. So Brandy Johnson, preparing for her final rotation, approaches her first national championship. There's a championship of another kind to be contested next Sunday on NBC Sports World. Championships, 14-year-old Jenny Esther has moved up from 8th to 6th overall.
This is probably the most perfect giant swing I have ever seen. Look at that beautiful straight body work. High Jaeger. This is the way uneven bars is supposed to be done.
Jenny's in 6th place going into this rotation.
And a reverse heck, her second big release move. She has got everything in this routine. Beautiful giant work, a tuck double flyaway, and an excellent landing. I cannot believe that routine. This routine someday, if she can get in there, could possibly medal at the world level. It is so near perfect.
Congratulated by Coach Christy Kraft. Jenny Esther, one of the new generation of gymnasts, rising up with a most impressive showing.
It's her dismount, tuck double flyaway, and just nails the landing. Let's take a look at that one release move, the reverse head. It is unbelievable how high she gets off the bar. Look at the straight body there in the handstand, way up over the bar. And now keep in mind, that's at the end of her routine. She's already done one major release move. Straight body giant work, the most beautiful in the world.
Jenny Esther, 14 years old, with what appears to be the highest score of the meet. .825. Here's Christy Henrich, who now needs a 9.35 on the bars to stay in second.
Performed a nice front giant, beautiful reverse heck.
This is her favorite event. She's very aggressive here.
Good giant work. And a tuck double flyaway and a good landing. Tell you what, it's really tough to follow Jenny's routine, but that was an excellent routine as well.
Coming down to can you top this on the uneven bars?
Look how high she is above the bar. The only problem there was she caught with a little bit bent arm. That will be a slight deduction. And like Jenny, she does 2 giants into a tuck double flyaway. And also a good landing.
Christy Henrich with 9.75 on the even bars, and that will be good enough to help her maintain second place over Sandy Woolsey. There is Brandy Johnson preparing for her final rotation, the balance beam, and we'll be watching that shortly, right after this word.